What's up, everyone? My name is Andrew, and I am the Learning and Development Specialist for Fellows Customer Experience Team.
And hi, I'm Bashar. I run the design team here at Fellow.
And today, we are going to be answering your frequently asked questions about this guy right here, the Espresso Series 1.
Let's dive into it.
So one of the most popular questions we've been getting across the internet is kind of a two-parter. One, how long does it take to heat up? And then two, how long does it take to go from pulling the shot to actually steaming milk? And the great thing is that this thing will heat up straight from cold start within 2 minutes.
Part of what's really great about that is, at least for me, I'm pretty speedy. And when I'm prepping my shot, it takes me about that long anyway. So if you wake up the machine, start prepping your shot, and by the time you've got it all WDT'd, tamped, and ready, machine's right there waiting for you. Once you've heated it up, because of our architecture and the way where we can bypass the boiler and go straight from our thermocoil to the steam wand, we're able to go straight from brewing to steaming instantly and back and forth. So there's no wait time in between because you're not waiting for anything to cool down. You're able to only use the parts of the heating system needed for each of the functions.
So the next question that we've been getting is, how does the boiler work? And we have a really cool thing that we like to call a boosted boiler that we think sets Series 1 really apart from other machines. So Bashar, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. A traditional boiler system runs the whole thing off of that one boiler, so it needs to be quite large. There's pros and cons to that, but mostly it means you have a large volume of water that you need to heat up, which takes like 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the size of your machine. It also means that changing temperature during a shot is pretty difficult. And in general, it's going to hold that big amount of water at a temperature, and so it's a lot less of a flexible, dynamic, and adaptable system. So what we did is we used a small boiler that we can heat up really quickly, it can cool down quicker, and we paired that with a flow-through heater. We feed the boiler with the flow-through heater, so it already is getting warm water going into it, and then we have a heated group head to maintain that temperature all the way throughout. So you end up with a system that's super fast, really flexible, and really consistent.
And I'm sure you probably have a lot more questions, and we have answers for you. So if you do have those questions, please go down to the description below, and it will link you to our help center where we have a lot more information.
My dearest fellow Andrew, what shall I do if my grinder doesn't grind fine enough for espresso?
Well, thou shalt get a grinder that can grind fine enough for espresso, like the fellow Opus conical burr grinder. So we designed Opus to handle the entire grind range from espresso to cold brew, and it's gonna work really, really well for your Series 1. However, we totally understand that that might not be a possibility for everyone. So what would you suggest people do if they don't have access to a grinder like an Opus?
With a grinder designed for espresso, like Opus, you're able to keep going finer to the point that you can make a great shot. But there's some grinders that really aren't made for espresso. A grinder like Ode is made specifically for really great filter coffee, and it's not gonna get fine enough no matter how small you dial it in. So for other grinders that have a similar thing where they're just not able to go fine enough, one thing you can do to stretch a little bit of that range is switch from using the standard double basket with holes all the way throughout to this pressurized basket with a single hole. Now, still the flavor won't be as great as if you had the right grinder with the right basket, but in a pinch, this might be able to just get you over the line, especially in the meantime before you're able to upgrade your grind setup. Now, if you're not able to upgrade your grind setup, or if this still isn't enough for your grinder, like with an Ode, I think even with this, we wouldn't really recommend it, then you're gonna wanna see if you can find like a local roaster or a coffee chain that you love who will be able to grind it for you on the spot at the right grind setting. Because the coffee is gonna go stale pretty quickly once you grind it, so that's why we really recommend grinding it daily, like right before you're about to drink it. But in a pinch, or at least in the meantime, asking your roaster to do it, they're gonna use really high quality equipment, you know it's fresh that day, and at least for like the next week or two, you know you're able to limit the freshness to that. Most of the companies who make pre-ground coffee have to pick a medium grind that works for a lot of different purposes. So it's unlikely that it's gonna taste good because you don't know how old it is, and it's unlikely it's gonna work great for you. Plus, it's really great to support your local roasters.
Another question that we're seeing a lot is, does Espresso Series 1 have a plum-in option? And I wasn't really aware of what that was when we started answering questions for Series 1. So for everyone who's at home that might be in the same boat as me, Bashar, would you be willing to explain that so that we're all on the same page here?
Sure, the people asking about that typically come from like the restaurant and commercial world where they want the water to be able to be piped directly into here.
Gotcha.
So so that they don't have to replace the water in the tank. They could just use it all day for all the dozens of customers that they get.
Super convenient.
Yeah, it's really convenient.
Gotcha.
It's way overkill for your house.
Gotcha.
So we designed this to fit beautifully in your home.
Yep.
We did add some commercial quality items and features to the Series 1, just like this group head. It's 58 millimeter, but it is designed in general for the home, so no plug-in option for this at this time.
Gotcha.
Speaking of water, I'm really proud of what the team's done to make all of the materials that touch water in Series 1 to be BPA and PFAS free. There's a lot of machines out there that use Teflon tubing because it's really such a great tubing, mechanically speaking. It's really nice to work with, but we really didn't want to put more of those chemicals out in the world, and we definitely didn't want it touching your water. So it's either touching BPA-free plastic, all of it's PFAS-free, and then it goes into all of the metal group head and the metal heaters in design.
Great. So customers definitely will have some peace of mind when using the water. And that does mean that you can kind of choose what kind of water you put in, which can be a bit of a big question, right? You have this really precision machine. It's going to make great coffee, but it's really important to put good water in. You don't want to just throw in your normal tap water without knowing the quality and stuff like that, because the idea behind this is to make it work as well as possible, as long as possible. And you might be wondering, okay, well, that's great. How do I know my water quality? Well, we're gonna include a water test strip right in the packaging and in the manual, a way to read that test strip with some recommendations on, depending on what results you get, on what water to use to make sure that you're not using water that's too soft, that's not too hard. We wanna find something that's like really good and right in the middle so that you don't have to descale a lot, but also that you're not damaging your machine over continuous use.
And honestly, you don't really have to be a super taster to taste the difference there. So even if you didn't mind buying a new machine constantly and you didn't want to do any of the maintenance, it really tastes better if you use water of the proper hardness.
So we've been talking about water, and Bashir, let's hypothetically say I don't use the best water in my machine. What does Fellow have for those situations?
In that scenario, we have a packet of descaling solution that you could use in the box. That'll get you going the first time. You can buy more from our website, and of course you can buy more from other folks. But actually, I wanted to roll back for a second because you said if you don't use the best water.
Right.
And descaling, you'll have to do it less frequently, but it's critical no matter what your quality of water is.
Okay.
So the better water you use, the less often you'll have to use the descaling solutions, but it's still always gonna be something you have to do. And actually, you could try and go the other extreme, which is to use water with no minerals in it, but that's actually gonna be really bad for your machine, and it's not gonna taste good at all. So there's really not avoiding it, there's mitigating it, and we have a packet for you to get you started, and you can get more on our website.
Great.
And on top of that, the machine actually will remind you too.
Well, that's helpful because I have the memory of a goldfish. So Bashir, assisted steaming, obviously this is something that we take pride in as a feature of Series 1. For those of you who might not know, what is it? How does it work? What's so special about it?
With steaming, a lot of people have trouble getting to the right temperature. And part of that is knowing, well, what's a good temperature?
Right.
So when you're selecting a temperature on the screen, it gives you guidance for like what's good for a latte, what's good for a cappuccino. Those are gonna be, frankly, Fellow's hot takes, and you could of course pick a different temperature, but for people who don't really have a strongly held opinion about that, it's right there on their screen for you, and you can pick any number you want. Now, once you pick that number, this little thing protruding out here, that's a temperature sensor. So when you stick the pitcher in here while you're steaming, it is giving you live feedback on the screen, and it's telling the system what temperature it's at, so then it'll automatically shut off when it gets to the right temperature. And then the other thing that's really nice is once you're done, we have a switch built into the base, so when you put it down, it'll automatically purge your wand.
So it takes out all the guesswork and makes cleaning pretty easy.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we worked really hard on that.
And we're proud of you. We really are.
All right, you wanna know how big it is? Okay, so it's 17.24 inches long.
Yep.
12.24 wide.
Yep.
And 10.98 inches tall.
Yep.
And then it's 400, if you like metric, it's 438
I was
millimeters
gonna say,
long.
what about the rest of the world?
Yeah, so 438 millimeters long.
Yep.
315 wide.
Yep.
And 279 tall.
Now, if you're curious, how big is it compared, I mean, this has already been on screen. How big is it compared to Opus? Just a little bit bigger, smaller, a little bit smaller. That's what I meant to say, at home.
Or if you have a tally, it's like, okay, let's see, 1, 2, and like a quarter.
And if you wanted to, like, I don't know, what is that, like maybe a little bit over 1 Opus wide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, roughly.
And then Aiden's a little bit taller. Also a little bit thinner, I would say. Unless you like really wanted to do this, and then it's pretty close. So yeah, well, it's fine. Everything's fine here. Hopefully that makes sense.
A lot of y'all have this. It's pretty close too, so looks great near it. It's about maybe like 2 deep.
But you don't
1 1/4 tall.
You don't need to use your kettle with Series 1.
Well, unless you like pour over still.
But like not.
You still making pour over?
Yeah, ever since I got my Aiden.
What happened to you?
Automation.
To bring this back though, we designed this thing to be pretty small. This island, it's pretty big. We tried really hard to make sure it fits really cleanly underneath your cabinets.
Yep.
So if you have a standard cabinet height, you have not only room to have this whole thing slide in, not only room to have this open up,
Yep.
but room to store all your stuff and get it in and out. So that's part of why we made it so short.
Yep.
And then we try to make it so it's fits in the depth wise on your countertop, and then keep the width pretty narrow as much as we could. So really designed it for your cabinets.
And we also designed it for your countertop. We haven't shown this in the video thus far, but it does look good from the side. It also looks good from the back. So if you don't want to put it,
you do have a beautiful kitchen island like
yeah, you just put it out. It'll be a conversation starter. People will love it.
Actually, now that you have it turned around, one of my favorite little things I did there is for cord control. So there's a little stuff box in here.
Yep.
So actually you can keep the cord really short, or you could pull it straight out, get as much length as you need. And then once you have it dialed in, you could just shove all the unused amount there. And what you'll notice too is there's a little bit of a step here. So if you do want to push this all the way up against your wall, then you could still route the cable out the sides.
There you go. So for all of the people out there that like options, and we've already seen you, we see you, we understand you, everyone's been asking, okay, well, I have this unit, whatever that might be, but I want another color portafilter, or I want another
maple,
like maple, or maybe
maple temper,
or maple tamper, or maybe I have the walnut, and I want a normal black one. Do we have something in store for these people?
So out of the box, the pairings are what you'll see available already. We are going to sell these separately. So if you want to go and buy your favorite body, then you can go and then separately buy one of these.
So you might be wondering, hey, I have an Aiden. I love the brew profiles. Will that functionality be included in the Espresso Series 1?
Yeah, we have something really similar. Here, we're calling them shop profiles.
Okay.
But they're basically the same thing. The reason we differentiate them is because one's for espresso and one's for coffee. But yeah, you can go in there and create your own shop profile, dial in all of your settings from pressure. For the first stage, you could do flow rate, duration. There's a couple of things that you can add and remove stages. So there's quite a lot of things you can go and fiddle with and save, run it, give it a test, and then use it next time.
What are some things that we haven't talked about?
And there's a couple things. I think they're just like, we've used espresso machines so much, and like just these little things I think are really nice. So one of my favorite things is the way our indicator works here on the drip tray. So one of the things I do with one of my machines is play chicken with that little indicator. So, you know, it just like slowly comes up and you're like, oh no, I have time. And then eventually it overflows.
Yeah.
So one of the things we did this time around when we got to design it was we put this little wall here. What this little wall here does is it prevents water from entering into this to make the floater float up until you're almost at actual full. So when it's filling up with water, it isn't really until it's almost full that it actually pops up. So you know it's serious when it's saying it. So that's one thing that we felt really passionate about fixing. I'm really excited about it. The other is we actually have 2 secret tools in Series 1 that we provided for you. So both of them for maintenance. One of the things that you might want to do every now and then is back flush your group head to help clean it out. And to do that, we have a tool in here underneath this mat on top. When you peel it up, we made it initially peeled up so that you can go and clean it, right? You can just wash it down. But underneath this here, we have a back flush disc, the one I just talked about. Yeah. And then also here is not a SIM card ejector, but
That was the first thing that I thought. I was like, why are you including that with an espresso machine?
yeah, it's a SIM card. No, it's a Steam 1 cleaning tool. So there's these little holes here where the steam comes out, And if you're not really rigorous about cleaning it, or just sometimes if you use like really thick milk, sometimes it can get clogged up, then this will work way better than futzing around for a paper clip, where it's the exact right diameter, and you can stick it in there and help clean it out.
Great.
It's great for clogs.
Not to mention the buttons are really nice.
Yeah.
They're really nice buttons. And if you care about that,
I care.
you're gonna have, well, if everyone else out there cares about that, you're gonna have the time of your life.
There we go.